For once, I agree with Colin Cowherd. There's no excuse for Baker JX Mayfield this year. None. If you look at the tie, they just signed, Rashard Higgins, too. He took more money. He took less money in Cleveland because he likes playing with Mayfield. He took less money in Cleveland than stay in Cleveland, basically. Other teams wanted to pay him more. There's no excuse for Baker Mayfield. The problem with Baker is very simple. And I'm going to explain it to you guys in two parts theory. No, not a theory, a fact theory. A fact theory is different than a theory. A theory is something that someone presents to you and they say, well, I think this could have happened. A fact theory is someone that tells you what did happen. So it's a fact theory, not a fucking theory. John Dorsey, listen to Jarvis Landry. Hey, man, get my boy here, man. Shit, we're going to get my boy here, man. Bunny, my boy here, man. Odell Beckham Jr. We'll get my boy here, man. We ball, man. We ball. Dorsey listened to him. And what happened, Dave Gettleman jumped at the chance to get rid of his all-star elite receiver because he is a great talent. David Daniel Gettleman, knew that he was going to draft Daniel Jones. And he said to himself, I do not want this alpha receiving beast anywhere near my young rookie quarterback because he's going to be like, I want the ball. Man, I need the ball, man. I need the ball, man. Give me the ball. I'm open, man. I'm open, man. He's going to ruin the development of your young quarterback. Look at Baker Mayfield his rookie year. Rashard Perriman. Guy was terrible before he came to Cleveland. Looked great. Antonio Callaway was great in Cleveland. No, he's out of the league. Baker Mayfield threw to anybody. Didn't matter who you were. Derek Wiley's. Didn't fucking matter. Baker hit them all in stride. He looked great. Set the rookie touchdown record in 13 fucking games. He was a nightmare to deal with for opposing defenses. He was hitting everybody. It didn't matter who the fuck they were. Then you bring Odell Beckham to Cleveland, and Gettleman was so happy to get rid of him. Like I said, he didn't want that dynamic ruining his rookie quarterback. You bring him to Cleveland, and there's Beckham. I need open, man. I'm open. Give me the ball, man. Shit, I'm open, man. Give me the ball, Baker. Come on, Baker. Give me the ball. And you'll see Baker against the San Francisco. Baker never had control of that offense last year. Part of it was Freddie Kitchens was a fucking jackass. Another part of it was he wasn't the leader of that team last year. He's supposed to be, but he was in awe of being around. It was like he was a little brother, and Jarvis Landry was the big brother, and Landry's buddy was over, and Baker was in awe of his big brother and his boy, you know. He wanted to be part of it. As evidence against San Francisco 49ers, you seen the sidelines when they were getting beat. Odell Beckham called a little conference, and he's talking, we got to do this, man. Come on, man. We got to block this, man. And then there's Baker looking all depressed because Odell wasn't supposed to do that. That was supposed to be Baker. You think Gronkowski's going to do that in New England? Hell no, that's Tom Brady. Baker was a follower last year. And I blame John Dorsey. You should have never brought Odell Beckham Jr. to Cleveland. That ruined Mayfield last year. And it's not Dorsey's fault. It's Baker's fault. Baker should have never allowed that to happen. That should have never allowed that to ruin him. He should have said to Beckham, say, yo, play ain't designed for you, man. Get open. He should have just... You're the quarterback. You're the leader. If I throw it to you, you get open. That's all you had to do. Now, this year, he's going to have to go in there and understand. Listen, Odell, this is my team. The play's designed you, and you get open, I will get you the ball. But if you're not an option, run the route. Shut the fuck up. That's what you got to do. That's what he has to do. And Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, they know this. They're not married to Mayfield. They're not married to him. Now, why do you think now, this is what I don't understand. Oh, no, I do understand. Why do you think they brought in Case Daniel Keenum? You thought they brought him in to ride the bench? They hope he rides the bench all year. They hope Baker Mayfield gets it. They brought him in because they got so much talent on Cleveland offensively. They're not going to let the quarterback be the reason they don't make the playoffs. And last year was Baker Mayfield. He had a lot of talent last year, but in his defense, Freddie Kitchens' offense was so predictable. Every defense knew what the fuck we were doing before we even lined up. Once we lined up, they seen the personnel, they knew where it was going. It was that simple. Freddie had like 7 plays that he ran 4 or 5 times during the course of the game. It was embarrassing. So the Barry and Stefanski, they recognize the facts that, we better get a quality backup in here because we're not going to let the quarterback be the problem in case Baker doesn't get it. Now, I happen to believe Baker will go back to his rookie year. How he dominated his rookie year, 27 TDs, 14 interceptions. 3 of them came in the last game of the season against Baltimore Ravens defense. But when your coach, Freddie Kitchens was and the biggest mistake Dorsey made, besides bringing in Beckham, was hiring Freddie Kitchens. It ruined, some good and some bad came out of it. It ruined Baker Mayfield, But what it did is it woke Baker up to the fact that it's all not always going to be easy, and he has to change his whole goddamn fucking the way he looks at the NFL football. So it kind of worked out in their favor. It didn't, but it did. It was you got to take some good with the bad, but it was mostly bad because Freddie Kitchens, like I said, Dorsey wanted a puppet, so he didn't want what happened to him in KC. He got fired by Andy Reid. They weren't going to get rid of Reid. They were going to get rid of Dorsey, but Dorsey did get Pat Mahomes, and he did draft Baker Mayfield. So he knows talent. And so does Bill Belichick. Belichick was prepared to fucking trade up in that draft to get Baker fucking Mayfield. People that evaluate talent, that know talent, they know Mayfield's the goddamn guy. So I happen to believe Mayfield's going to have a fucking excellent year. He has no excuse not to. But he can't let pressure get to him. If he lets pressure get to him, then he doesn't have the makeup to be an NFL quarterback. But I believe with his arm, I look at Baker Mayfield when I watch him play. He reminds me of Brett fucking Favre to a fucking T. He reminds me of Brett fucking Favre. Just the way he plays, the way he moves, he does it. Maybe he's trying to emulate him. I don't know, but he reminds me of Brett Favre. And if he could be Brett Favre, that's fucking great. But I do agree with Colin Cowherd or Cowherd. He has no excuse right now to fail, none whatsoever. And they're going to give him 4 games. And if he's struggling, and the Browns are like 2-2, he'll get benched. If he's struggling and they're 3-1, they'll maybe give him another 4 games. But if he's struggling and they're 1-3, he's gone. It's going to be Case Daniel Keenum. Because I'm telling you right now, Case Daniel Keenum with this fucking offensive roster will light it up. Every quarterback in the league would love to have this fucking talent around them. So, John Dorsey did do some good, but boy, that Odell Beckham, we did not need him. And Dave Gettleman was so happy to get rid of Odell. You could tell. He didn't want him anywhere around his rookie quarterback. He wanted him nowhere around Daniel RX Jones. Think about it. He couldn't wait to get rid of him. If Odell Beckham was in New York Giants with Daniel Jones would have had a fucking horrendous season last year. Give me the ball, man. Shit, I'm open, man. Hit me up, man. I'm open, man. I'm open. I'll beat him on time, man. Now, don't cry racist now because I'm talking like an African American. I mean, that's just how. I mean, if you see the Cleveland Browns, Jarvis Landry on Hard Knocks, that's how he speaks. So don't cry racist now, blacist. Don't get all racist on me, blacist. You know what a blacist is? A black racist. That's a blacist. So anyway, my fact theory is true. John Dorsey did some good, but the main thing he did terrible was hiring Freddie Kitchens and bringing in Odell Beckham Jr. We didn't need Odell Beckham Jr. We did not need him. A guy like Mayfield can hit. A guy like Mayfield makes receivers better. You know, the only guy I know that had quality like that outside of Mayfield, there's probably other quarterbacks that I remember distinctively, was the Hall of Famer Dan Marino. He made Clayton and Duper. Them guys were nobodies. He made them household names. Baker Mayfield could make anybody a household name. You do not need to have elite talent. I mean, you don't need to have an elite receiver like Odell Beckham around him. Now, I like Beckham. You get him the ball in a slant, he's gone. But he needs to understand his role. We're trying to win a championship. We're not trying to fucking... It's not the Odell Beckham Browns. It's the Cleveland Browns. And you got to fit in. And if he doesn't fit in, they'll have no problem trading him before the deadline. Because someone will bite on him. Because he is talented. But he's got to show me he wants to win. And the Cleveland Browns, they need to fucking win. All right? We need to fucking win. Too much talent on that team not to. Defensively, we picked up some good players from the SEC. And I like Stefanski. Stefanski reminds me of some nerd I used to work with, Ronald Venata. Looks like him a little bit, but much better looking.